Hey everyone, this is Liz. This is going to be a mildly longer video, yet under 15 minutes, about your goals. It's like goals part two. So a lot of you, if you're working with me, we've talked about A type, B type, and C type goals. Hopefully you've stretched to something, we call it a stretch goal. Hopefully you've suggested stretched to something that is like beyond your comfort zone, where you're actually kind of shaking and scared about how to do it, or you have no freaking idea how it's going to happen. That's a proper goal to get to, because when you get to that goal, you realize that your subconscious was really working on your behalf, and spirit was working on your behalf. So let's talk about goals a little further. By the way, I think it's always a good idea to be grateful, but never be satisfied. So be being grateful for what you have, but not just saying, I'm just happy to come home and sit on the couch. If you want to sit on the couch the rest of your life, that's awesome. But what that tells me in coaching is, if when I ask people, what do you really, really want? And they say, I want to sit on the beach, or I want to sit on the couch. I get it, but what that says to me is that you really need to rest. So then you say, well, what after I rest, what do I want to do? Because if you just sit on the couch, you're going to begin to deteriorate, and you're kind of then beginning to die. Frankly, you're going to be leaving us pretty soon, probably, because if you're no earthly good to yourself or others, why just sit on the couch? Why be here? Let's go on to the next thing. If you're not going to be here. I always say, when I was in the military, I'm still in, but I would say in the military, I would say, are you having some fun? Are you doing some good? Are you making some money? No, if you're not doing those things, get out of the military, or whatever it applies to whatever we're doing, right? Anyway, so I'm going to ask you, are you crushing your morning routine? Are you crushing it? The reason every time we get on a call, I say, how's your morning routine? How's your process going? Is because the extent to which you're actually accomplishing it, getting it up and doing it, the more successful you'll be. And here's why. You're showing your subconscious, you're showing yourself and improving your self-image, because you are actually having the determination. It's an emotional boot camp, right? You have the determination, you have the relentlessness and the drive and the direction, and you have the motivation, and it's an emotional boot camp. Like I said, you're actually training yourself to have that discipline. And I'll even tell you, I'll even posit that if you're not willing to do that and do a good morning routine where getting up's a little bit of a pain in the butt, you probably don't deserve to have your goal. Like a lot of these goals don't come easy. They come easy to the prepared mind. I think Henry Ford said luck comes to the prepared mind, right? It's not luck, so things are easy and effortless, but it's because you're motivated and doing what you want, and you're responding to your inspired thoughts. You have inspired action in response to inspired thoughts. It's not just you lay on the couch and things are handed to you. Sure, a windfall can come. That's awesome. But what I'm talking about, the reason it's easy and effortless, consistent, is because you're doing your daily work. But it's not work because it's what you love. You're doing what you love, and you love what you do. So I think it's really important to get your morning routine to the point where it's just as easy to do it as not to do it. So, when I first started this kind of coaching back when, I remember I didn't want to get up out of bed and then auto suggest in the mirror, because I was happy in bed writing my affirmations out. Or Lord, I didn't want to get in front of the mirror. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to take the 10 minutes to visualize my goal, because remember, as you read the the first principles of getting rich, it's really challenging to visualize what you want than to simply visualize unpleasant memories, or visualize your current day, your current circumstances, the bank account and the weather and what he said, she said, you did, stuff like that. But to create your inner truth and your inner reality does take much more work. So I didn't want to do that, but I had to get to the point where I'm like, all right, let's do it. It does suck to get up at 5 in the morning. I'm not going to lie. And in the military, when I had to get up and do PT, I had to do it, or else I get balled up by a commander. Well, now I'm my own commander. I'm my own commander. So, and also when you start your day and end up with a success, you have a success every day, you're already in that first hour and a half. And then if you do a couple of goal achieving tasks, you've already been successful. Like, you've already had a successful day. You've already had your best day ever. You got up and did your stuff, and you perhaps exercised, and you did a couple jobs and chores that you need to do for your work, your life, your home. It's wonderful, right? And I'll also say that if you slip, there's no judgment here. It's just that I find that the clients who actually take it in, full on, as I would say, a la Tropic Thunder, full retard, no offense, men, just a funny line from a movie, but those who go, yep, I'm getting up at 5, I'm doing it, I don't care, and you understand that it's for the rest of your life, those folks are more successful. Because what happens is, as you do this work that's a pain in the butt, to get up so early when you're used to getting up later or whatever, you're teaching your subconscious mind that you're serious about your goal. It helps you fuse with it. It helps you get into the spirit of it. And then your subconscious mind begins to go, all right, while the subconscious mind has to accept your new thoughts, it does require a lot of repetition quite often. And some new thought authors and such say that it does kind of need a really good reason to change. It has to really, it kind of has to believe you, even though I do say it has to accept. Sometimes it takes a little work to dissolve the paradigm that we talk about. The paradigm's a little sluggish and does give you royal battle. And remember, you're vibrating down here where you're at right now. If your goal's up here, your vibration has to slowly increase to get up here. And as you bring this vibration up, it's your paradigm begins to act up and go, hey, wait a minute. I like sitting on the couch and having a beer. I don't want to work. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to write a book. Blah. I want to be lazy. And I also want the what stuff I want. But what's between here and here is your paradigm, is your old programming. Okay. So to dissolve this, as you begin to change and achieve your goals, that morning routine begins to chip away at that old paradigm, the part of the paradigm that doesn't serve you. Okay. So, and remember, when you do this, like I said earlier, this is for the rest of your life. This is getting up at 5, 6, whatever it is for you. I say, if you get up at normal time, 7-ish to go to work, make it 5. If you're a musician and you're up all night and you get up at 10, make it 8, and so forth. And it's that way you can begin to move to a place where instead of fighting off the old stuff, you can just begin to build the new, right? So, and that's a better way to go. I think Socrates has a quote around about that. And it's so important because you're teaching your subconscious mind and developing your own self-image by being the outlier, by not conforming to your families, by not letting your family and friends that are down here at this level, nothing against them, but down here to play whack-a-mole with you, like, don't be successful, whack, whack, or those crabs in a bucket that we talk about. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes. So if you slip, though, it's okay. Just don't let it last. Try not to let it last longer than 2 days, because then you slip back into the old habits. Like you've let the crabs bring it back down in the bucket. So that's that. And and while you're concentrating on your goals, I want to remind you that really don't do anything that just no longer serves you. And I don't mean that in an ugly way. I mean friends, family, people, or habits, things that don't grow you and serve you and make you feel yummy. And I'm talking about in a mature way. Let's turn that off. In a mature way, stop doing it. And I'm not saying that you have to be ugly to your people. Like, well, I'm better now, so I'm leaving this friendship. I'm saying that you'll find that as you rise up in vibration, that the people will begin to kind of fade from your life. You'll find you just talk to them less often. You're not vibrating in the same frequency. You'll find that you'll just begin to naturally part. And we can work together on some nice things like some psychological fogging or gray rock, where you can begin to gently move away and be more neutral about those more triggering relationships and stuff like that. But it's really, really important that to think only what you want about all day long. And if you find yourself thinking about that old story or the painful thing, painful event memory, or your bank account, I invite you to go stop, catch that mental thing, and replace it 180 degrees with something really great. I was talking to a client yesterday who was talking about a certain place, and he said, "Oh yeah, some bad stuff happened there one time." And I go, "Oh, catch that. Perhaps it did, right? You can change your past too, by the way. But anyway, another story." Stop that and say, cancel, I don't accept that. And then go, this place is a beautiful, wonderful home for me anytime. Just begin to say, and then if you're doing a self-image, which we're going to get to talk about in another recording, you could actually put a statement about that place to kind of counteract the story that we want to dissolve and remove. And then through the quantum rewiring that we do together, we can also help dissolve that. But anyway, this is enough, but this is more about goals. Like how much do you really want it? Are you fused with it? Is it all you think about? Is what you really, do you want a successful business? Do you want that top job and promotion at the company? Do you want to make rank in the military? Do you want to, have that beautiful, gorgeous relationship? Do you want to have a beautiful relationship with your children? Do you want to have your home be the best bed and breakfast ever? Whatever your goals are, it's like, you have to really fuse with it and love it. But anyway, enough said for today, and I'll talk to you soon.